Hi everybody, welcome this stormy morning to make a spooky house. We're making Victorian architecture. You've seen these houses all over town in neighborhoods that used to be really well-to-do and wealthy and now are probably run down because if there's only a few people living in the house and they don't make as much money as they used to, their industry is gone, or maybe they're doing something else for a little less money. They don't have the money to work on this house like they used to keep it in splendor. But these were huge and are huge houses that were beautiful, and some still are, and you can keep them nice if you have the money, but today it's really hard to do, and we've gone through different recessions and depressions and things about money and economy where it's been hard to hang on to properties like these. So we're going to take a look at how to make a Victorian architecture, or for this season, a spooky house. What shape is this? What shape is this? And this is an odd shape added onto this shape, and this is a rectangle. This is pretty much a square with a triangle roof. And we'll look at some examples, but then I have some things out in the yard to make it a little more spooky. I chose to put a yellow crescent moon in here. That was just to make it kind of fun. Some lights are on, some lights are off. I'm going to draw the boards, the shingles, things going on in the sky and the grass, and let's get started. So, see, we're going to start with a black background, and then we will need green grass to build our house on. I'm just rounding these corners like that. I might use those parts. Now remember, as we glue, we're gluing over the background. This is our placemat in a way. We can set this right down at the bottom, right in the middle, and I can trim this if it's not quite the size. Now, the first house we went vertical, up and down, like this. I'm going to go sideways. I'm going to change things up. I have my reference right out of view, but I'm not relying on that to make this today. Now with this, we only want to use a little bit of glue, enough. See those dots? Tiny dots, and that's fine. It's not actually raining. I just have YouTube with rain sounds, one of those sleep programs. People like those, I think. They're having trouble sleeping anyway. Making a long rectangle, and then there's a square. Thinking of having a couple of towers. It's one tall tower. I have that on my other one too. I'm going to move it over. Maybe just, let me try I'm just playing with these parts right now. I'm looking at them going, okay, well, I think that's what I'll stay with. Kind of like that. So, what shape is this? Square, rectangle. Just dot the corners. So now we have basically built our structure of the Victorian house, the spooky mansion. Now we need the roofs. I'm measuring with my eyes, but I'm understanding that it's going to be a little wider, and it's going to come over the top of the house. It's going to fit just over that, like that. And then I have other triangles also. I want to put those on, which I do want to roof the rest of the house. And let's see if these work. That works right there. That's perfect. Now this will not quite work, right? So we need a larger rectangle for that. So this remainder piece is perfect. And if I just go to the middle, I'll find the middle. And then I've got a big enough roof to cover that house. So again, a few dots right on the background. I'm seeing dots, and they may be lines, but they are thin, and it's not goo gobs of glue, excuse me. It's not too much. So let's compare. We have this, now we need windows and maybe bushes or things in the yard or a door. A door, yeah. Let's put the door right here. So a door is usually a rectangle shape. I had rounded it for the first one. I think I'll leave it square, and I want it huge. I want it to look like Frankenstein can walk through the front door. For some reason these doors on Victorian mansions were huge, like for tall people, really big people, and it doesn't really make sense, but it's what it was. Now, seeing here, if I made a diagonal line like that, then I could have kind of a walkway. Thinking that might be kind of cool. And this could go a little further. Let's see how that goes. And I can slide that up under, and then I have a walkway. And that's kind of nice. Let's see if that works. You see me putting glue right on the background? I know it's a crazy idea, but it works. It's fascinating how I see people hold up a bottle of glue and a tiny piece of paper, and so I'm going to do it like this. Well, that's usually going to make more of a mess, but that's, you know, how we learn stuff. So. Now I'm noticing that I could have kind of a porch here, and I don't. I put it right on the ground, which I'd rather not. What if I did this? That kind of works. Okay. Ooh, it's really raining, really spooky. It's usually raining around Halloween, Thanksgiving, and these times as the season is washing out with a new one washing in. Just this weekend it became fall or autumn, so it is getting cooler, the days are getting shorter. Now, as we cut our windows and doors, remember the trick of folding papers, cutting once. We've got things folded. I'm trying to cut my doors, or windows, sorry, the same size, so kind of measured with my eyes, and I've folded my papers, and I got way too many windows, but that's fine. Put them right over here. I have black windows for the lights are off, yellow windows for the lights are on. And then you can just go on your merry way of putting windows on a dot. So do you see all these dots? I want to make sure that I have my windows turned the same way. And that one looks just a little better, but that's okay. It adds to the weirdness of the house. Now folks, I think you have the idea of what we're doing. I sure hope you do. The next parts are to draw and add a few more things onto here. Just some details like a bush or steps or the siding or the shingles on the roof. Always good to put those details in. Oh, I need to turn that to be the same. And I don't want to light up every window in the house like there's a big party going on. It's probably not that kind of house with this theme. You know, a white crayon works really good in the sky to draw the wind, the cool chill in the wind. And you can have a lot of fun with this Victorian architecture. I hope to see that you enjoy this. It's kind of fun to put together, and now you know how to make a building or a different way of doing it. So now we have our drawing to do. A black crayon, make sure it's black. Purple will work, but it's not the same. Kind of put lines around things. It may be hard to draw straight if the paper is bumpy, but just do your best, it will be fine. Just kind of bric-a-brac on there. The windows that you can see, draw the squares, so you've got 4 squares, and then pick up a white to do the other ones. And they can be off, and some windows look to be broken out when you kind of goof up like that. It's kind of neat though. And I'm seeing that I did my roof and shingles with a black crayon or marker. Adding these details makes this look good. Now you can whitewash a building pretty much, like go over it with white lines. And then you might not need as many details, but this makes it kind of stand out like, oh, that's the base of the stair. You know, the front part you see, not the part you step on. You could draw some grasses down here with the dark green. That looks good. Like, oh, they don't mow here. Like, who knows if the people take care of this place or not. You could draw little wavy lines on the roof to do rounded shingles, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I just go kind of fast. A little sloppiness is okay because this is an old rundown mansion. Showing the boards on the house. Straight horizontal lines. This is how the house was constructed. Lumber sheeting on the back. And now we can use this white crayon around. I'm just kind of moving it in a circular to show kind of clouds and things. And if you want to put a big moon up here in the sky, you can do that. You could do it with paper if we had white paper. I think I want to put a bit of yellow on this moon to make it kind of interesting. A little glow around it even. That's kind of cool, like some vortex happening. But then you've got your Victorian architecture right there. This is pretty fun to do. Let's see what we come up with as far as a spooky house or a mansion. I hope you've enjoyed making this spooky house or Victorian mansion. I've got 2 now. They don't take long to do. We're just using shapes. Can't wait to see yours, boys and girls. Thanks for joining us. See you later.